Welcome all of you to Computer Programming with Shirin. Today we will discuss about the visibility labels. You may have heard about the private, public, those keywords. That's we are going to discuss today. The visibility label is also known as access modifier or access specifiers. As seen in the triangle, private will have less visibility. If you are declaring a variable as private, then that is visible to the class which it is defined. Only the class members we can modify with this visibility label, not the local variables. That means the variable you are declaring inside a method or a constructor will consider as local variables. Those cannot modify with visibility labels. Only the class members. So it can be method, variable or class itself. Class itself means like inner class also is there or outer class. Both side you can use this visibility labels. Now if you are not specifying any visibility label for a class member, then this will consider as default. That time we can access that member within the same package or the folder or from the same folder. Even from the different files we can access those variables or methods. Next one is protected. Will have more visibility. Same like default, from the same package or from the same folder we can access from any file. Other than that, from different package or from a different folder also it will allow if it is inherited. If it is a child class, we can access parents protected variables directly. So it's getting more freedom. Now coming to the public. Public members can access from anywhere. So that means like from the same package or different package. No need of inheritance. With examples, I will explain all this concept. Before getting into the examples, we should know the package concept because these are interrelated. A package is nothing but it's a folder which contains a collection of Java classes. So package is a folder contains Java classes and we can call interface also there. Package is a collection of Java classes and interfaces. Interface we will discuss later. Now we will move into the examples. So first I will create some packages over here and we will try to access those package class inside this example class. So to create a package we have to create a folder over there. The folder you can either create from here, it's here. The folder either you can create from here or using the Explorer you can create. Here you can take new folder and you can create that package. Just give a folder name over there. I will create from here itself, giving the package name as my pack. There is no special characters allowed over there and it's suggested that you have to give small name for and it's suggested that you have to give small letters for the package name. Inside my package I will create a class over there, creating a class called sample.java. The class which is defined inside a package should be public, then only we can access from outside. If you don't want to share outside, you can declare go with a normal. And in previous class I said that we can create any number of class within the same file, but only one public class is allowed over there, because if you are declaring a public class, the file name should be that class name.java. That's why it's not possible to declare more than one public class within the same file. Other than public, you can declare other classes over there, maybe protected or private, whatever, or default. Now inside this class I will create some member methods with different privileges. First I am declaring a method with private privilege, return type saying void, giving the name as sample private. So if you are declaring some methods with private, it's not possible to access from outside. With example we will check that. Here I will write private itself. Now same thing is repeating for the non-modifier, protected and public. So non-modifier, we can remove the modifier over there and we will name it as default. and will print the same thing over there. Now protected will name as sample protected. Will create a public method also. Only public method is available outside the package. Others we can't access. Protected of course we can if we are inheriting. Now all the methods are here. While creating a package, it's compulsory to give the package keyword as a first line even before the import statement. Package, and you have to give your folder name as package name. So package, my folder name is mypack, that's why mypack. Now this is a standard package. Now we will try to access this sample class from our example. It is outside the package. So to access that, we have to import that sample class. So while importing, either you can say import mypack dot star. So all the classes from the mypack will be imported here. If more classes you have to access from the mypack, you can do like this way. But just imagine your package contains so many classes, and if you are doing like this, it's trying to import all the classes here. So it will be a heavy program. Better import one by one if you need one or two only, like import mypack dot that class name. Here only one class is there, so if I am saying star or sample, it will not make any difference over there. Anyway, I'll directly import. So you have to remember, if more classes are there, better to specify the class name one by one. Import first package dot class, import second package dot class, like that you have to import. That is suggested. Now I will create an object of that class and will try to access the method. Here if you are trying to access sample, only the public is available over there, and you can run and check the result. Public is possible to access over there. But if you are trying to access any other, it will show error only. For example, if I am saying private, it's showing the error itself. It's not visible over there. And we'll try with default. Yes, it's showing the same error. And protected. So only the public is directly visible over there. Only the public methods we can access from here. But if you are inheriting, then of course you can access this protected also. So we will check that. For inheritance, you have to use the extends keyword, and you have to specify the class name over there. Inheritance we will discuss later with more explanation. Just to cover this public protected concept or visibility concept, we are trying this example. Now, of course, here s1 dot, you can't access anything, but this example now contains this and this method, public method and protected method, directly it's visible over there. So I'll do one thing. I'll create a method over here, print, and from inside that we'll call other functions. So if you are saying sample protected is available, sample public is allowed. Again, you will not get the private or default. It will show error only. If you are trying private or default, you will get error message only. Here, it's not visible over there. Here, this is not visible over there. Now, call the print method, so it will invoke both. But to call print method, we have to create the object of example. Now, check it again. Protected and public is now visible over here. So, I think that protected concept, public concept, creating package is clear for you. If you want, you can create sub packages or inner packages. For that, you have to create one more folder inside that. You have to create one more folder inside the previous package. I will give second pack as the folder name or package name. Inside this, we will create a class called sample2.java. Now see, here it's automatically creating the package definition over there. It should be package first folder dot second folder, like this. And of course, we need public methods over there to access from outside. Creating a method called display, printing a message over there, inner or subpack. Now we will try to access this. we have to import my pack dot second pack dot sample2, like that we have to give. Now we can create the object over there, s dot display. Now here we are not extending anything. We can see like we can access that method. So I think inner package concept is clear for you. And why we should use a package, I'll give the explanation for that. Just imagine you are working in a real-time development company. That time, to create a single project, more than one developers will be there. Maybe it's 5, 10 or more than that. So that time, the leader will assign different modules to each of the team or each of the developer. So they will start to develop their own classes to find out the solution. So there is a possibility to give the same name for the classes. If you are taking two developers, maybe they will give some common name for the class. So if someone is tried like that, then after combining the entire program, entire project, the one will overwrite another. It should not be happened. So the better way for each programmer, we are giving a module, and better to create a package name with that module itself. So they have the freedom to give the same name there. While combining all the project, it will not overwrite because those are in different folders or different packages. Now I have to explain the private concept and default concept, right? So we'll do one thing. Inside the same class, I am creating this sample Java. So we'll copy paste this one and we'll remove the package concept over there, right? So we don't need others. Now this example and sample.java, it's in same folder. So we don't need to import these stuffs. We can create directly sample object over there. Now s dot, see this default is directly available over there because it's in the same package. Protected is available even it is not inherited because in the same package. And public, of course, only the private is not visible over there. Private we can call from the same class. Private we can call only from the same class only. See, you can see default, protected and public is there. And if you want to invoke this private from one of the function, you can call this. Now if you are running this, you will get private also because default method is calling that private. I think the visibility concept or package concept is clear for you. If any doubt, please do the comment. Now we will discuss about the static modifiers. The static modifier we can use with the class member variable or method or before the class. Static members can access without creating any object. That's the first concept. Then if you are declaring a static variable, it shares the same memory space for all instances. For example, just imagine a class contain normal integer variable x and static into y. And if you are trying to create two objects over there, say object 1 and object 2, the x memory space will be different. For object 1, the first x memory space is there. For object 2, the memory space is there for x. But y is static, it will create a memory space outside, and this memory space should shared by the first object and the second object. Now the next rule, static method or blocks can access only the static members directly. We can create a static block also. To create a static blocks, you just put a static keyword before a block. With example, I'll explain that. And inside that static method or block, you can call a static variable or a method directly. But if you want to call a non-static variable or a method, you have to create an object and object dot you have to call. That's why inside the main method, we have to create class object to call the method even if it is in the same class. Next one, static block invoke even before the constructor. Normally a constructor invokes while an object is created or an instance of a class is created. Before that, the static block will automatically work. And you can give a static keyword for inner classes. Outer classes, it's not possible. So with the example, I will explain all this. Here I will create some non-static variable and static variables. Int x. So it's a non-static variable. Of course, we can specify private, public or protected before this. Now I'm going with the non-modifier. Then we'll create a static int y over there. So if you want to give some keyword like public, you can give either this way or here itself you can give. So it can be static public or public static int y. Anyway, I don't need this access modifier. So I'll just simply say static int y. Now, if you want to access this x from a static method, here main is a static method, then you have to create an object, then that object dot x only you can access. But this y you can directly access, y equal to some number I'm giving. So there is no error for this one. Now I'll create some methods also there. Void method 1. Okay, we will create a static method. So we have to give a static keyword here before return type, and we'll print some message over there. Static. We'll create a non-static method also there. Now we'll try to access these variables from here. X equal to trying to assign some value. It's showing error. We can't access. But y equal to yes, it's possible over there. But if you want to access from a non-static method, of course you can access the x, that means non-static, and y, it's a static. You can access both from a non-static environment. Like that, if you want to call the static method, you can directly call and this will print the output. It's printing static from here itself. But if you want to call the another one, you have to create an object and you have to call it. Now we will check with the memory space sharing. To assign the value for x and y, I am creating a non-static method read and will pass the value for x and y here. As we know, we can directly access static or non-static from here because it's a non-static method. So I'm assigning those values over here. Here this dot is not compulsory. Here you can say class name dot also. This is correct and this way is also correct. Both are same thing. Now we will try to print this values also. X equal to the x value, y equal to the y value. Now to access this method, I am creating two objects over there. Example e1 equal to new example e2. Now using the read method, we will give different values for this a and b. So first one just giving 1 and 2. For e2 we will give 3 and 4 called print method. Now run the program. Here you can see x and x values. Here you can see x values. The first one 1 is given, second one 3 is given. This is correctly saving over there. And y is sharing the same memory space for both. That's why this is replacing. The 2 is replacing with 4. If you are giving this operator also, the same result will get. It is suggested to use the class name along with it, but this is okay. So y memory space is sharing over there and x will have different memory spaces. Now we will discuss about the static block. So first I'll write the constructor over here. So this will automatically invoke when an object is created. And inside this, I'm just giving a message. It's a constructor and static block. As I said, before the block, we have to just give the static keyword over there. From here, we'll try to print static. Okay. Now, the main method is in the same class. So if you are not creating any object, if you are not giving any printing statement, that time also the class is referring over there. So the static should automatically work. Here you can see the static is printing over there. Now we will create an object of this class. Again, we'll run the program. See, this static is working first, then the constructor. Now we have to discuss the static classes. For that, I will create a outer class here, class A, and trying to give the static keyword for this one. It's showing error. It's not possible to give the static modifier for the outer class. So anyway, it's not possible to access over there. Now inner class I am creating over there, or nested class I am creating over there. For this one, you can assign the static. If you want to access the inner class from outside, then you have to make it static. For checking purpose, we will put a sample method also there, which will just print hi, it's okay. Now, if you want to call this display, you have to create an object of B from outside. It's a static, so you can call like this. Then a dot display. Now, this is possible to access and it's printing that hi. But if it is not static, you can't access that. You can just use this class from other nested class within the same class A. That means here if class C is there, from there you can access that. You can create an object of B like this and you can call that method there, not from the outside. And this class also not possible to access from outside because it's not a static one. So this is a static class concept. Now the next we will discuss about the final modifier. Final modifier, if you are using with a variable, then it will become a constant. The final keyword or modifier you can give with the local variable or class member. Along with the method, if you are using final, then it prevents the overriding. Overriding means if you are rewriting or redefining the parent method from a child class, then it is overriding. Similar one more concept is there, overloading. If the method name is same and you have different signature, that means different types of parameter, then it's called overloading. Methods with same name but having different signature. You can use the final keyword along with the class also, then it prevents the inheritance. With example, we will see this. I'll create the final variables inside another class. Of course, from the same class you can create. Here the first class name I am giving parent. Inside this you can create the final variables like this. And while creating the variable, you have to do the initialization there itself. Or before the usage, you have to create it. That means from the constructor, you have to initialize. If you are not initializing, here you have to initialize from the constructor. And this can be public or protected. What you can give that also. And of course, if you want to make static, you can. Here we are just declaring final only. So here I'm just creating a object of that class, then try to access that variable. We can print this value, we can read that value, but can't modify. If we are trying to modify this with a new value, this is going to be an error. This cannot be assigned or can't be modified. And if you are not initializing, here it is showing error. So you can use the constructor to initialize. If you are not initializing from there, then you have to initialize from the constructor itself. Anyway, here it is not possible. So you can see that it is initializing. There is no error like here. And for each object, you have to give different final values. Then of course, you can use a parameterized constructor over there. Like this you can give. So while creating object, you can pass some values over there. Now see, the first one default value 100. Second one, we are passing some value to the final. And of course, you can create some local variables like this. Final int, say y equal to 300 and trying to print that value y. So this is okay, it's working properly, but later you can't change that value. This is going to be an error. But if you are not initialized, then of course only one time initialization this will allow, only one time, and that should be do before the printing or reading. Now we will explain how to use this with the methods. Before that, I want to give an example for overriding. So here I am creating one more class over there, child. So I want to make this as a child of my parent class. You can use the extends keyword. We will discuss detail about the inheritance later. Now just to cover this example, I am inheriting and giving some methods over there, say display and printing. This is from parent. So normally if you are trying to create an object of child, then that time you can access this display method and this will print the parent. But if you want to override, with child definition, you can do it. This is the overriding. So this is child. But while overriding, if you are making some small mistake in the inside the name, then this will consider as a new one only, new method only. So now this is printing parent because this is a new method, not the overriding. If you want to ensure I am overriding the parent method, you can use a annotation. All the annotations are start with at operator and you have to give the annotation override. Now this will automatically check whether you are overriding correctly or not. Here this is wrong, that's why it's showing error. So you have to give the correct spelling so that you are overriding a previous method. And if you are trying to give a final keyword for a method, then overriding will not allow. This is going to be error. So you can't override that one. You have to use the parent method itself because it's a final and not possible to modify it. Like that, if you are making your class as final, then inheritance is not possible. Now it's not possible to extend this class. I think the visibility labels, packages, subpackages, static variables, methods, static block, static class, final variables, final method, final class, all these concepts are clear for you. If any doubt, please put in comment. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe and share with your friends. We are winding up the class for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.